What it do, everybody? It's your boy King Crowder. Check back again with another history lesson that you may not know about the world in U.S. history, specifically focusing on the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, better known as the DMV. Today's topic is on a gentleman who does need to be discussed a lot more, known as Walter Ashby Plecker. Born into a slave-owning prosperous family in Virginia on April 2nd, 1861, just 10 days before the Civil War. His father joined the Confederate Army to fight and preserve slavery and the South's lineage. Mr. Plecker is a graduate from medical school, from the University of Maryland, where he earned his MD in 1885. He was an open white supremacist, eugenicist, pseudoscience philosophy on white superiority and white superiority. He believed in the philosophy of the one-drop rule. Mr. Plecker openly lobbied to Congress to sterilize blacks, natives, and all other non-whites. His philosophy and mindset was pivotal in the Roaring 20s, World War I, and World War II. Most people do not know that this guy was involved in one of the most hellacious acts in the United States history that is under discuss. This act is known as Paper Genocide. Paper Genocide is when Mr. Plecker, who was the head of the Bureau of Statistics of the United States. Let me say it again. Mr. Plecker was the head of the Bureau of Statistics. What he did was so egregious that he changed all Native Americans' classifications to color. So if you were black native, red native, whatever native you were, he removed all of that legacy to modify and alter the records. He did this hellacious act for over 34 years. He literally removed all the classifications of natives, all of the treaties, the benefits you could get. Mr. Plecker, with a stroke of a pen, created paper genocide by literally decimating communities. If you were one drop of anything that was not considered Anglo-Saxon, pure white, you were classified as colored or Negro. There was no discrimination. There was no conversation. They literally changed everything and how we view. One of the controversial things that I think I'll discuss in the next video, Mr. Plecker and ideologies like this is the reason why there's no colorism in the United States. These sort of groundbreaking things that Mr. Plecker did heavily influenced communities and drove economics away from them. No one even knows that Mr. Plecker's ideology was used in the Loving versus Virginia marital lawsuit. Most people don't know that the woman was a native and the guy was a white male. Paper genocide happened to prevent them from even having access to marry. That's the reason why they had to go all the way to the Supreme Court, because Mr. Plecker reclassified that lady and saying that she had no right to even be married in the state or the United States. It was a huge deal. It gained national coverage. Mr. Plecker was also quoted in saying, "The most perfect expression of a white ideal and the most eugenic effort has been made for over 4,000 years due to Mr. Plecker's paper genocide and completely changing and altering how a race or ethnicity of people are viewed." This made blacks second-class citizens and erased all of the native legacies of those inside the DMV area. Again, you must remember with a stroke of the pen, he eliminated the Punky, the Matapo, the Chickasaw, Moreno, all of these native tribes to Virginia. Mr. Plecker removed them. There was no need for them to even say they have a certain duty to this land. It was gone away because Mr. Plecker said with a pen, they do not exist. He was so brutal with his efforts that when he changed the status of those natives and those people, He even made sure they were removed from certain schools or infused into different places. So if those natives had a school going on that was funded by government funding, when he changed that classification, it was gone immediately. Mr. Plecker's ideology was so dangerous that he spread it throughout the United States. He is the one that we must study because he forefronted this effort, and his ideology spread, and we saw all of this happen in different parts of the country. His philosophy on changing who you are, changing what you classify for, and paper genocide is one of the most grossly undiscussed things in this country. I want to say all this as I wrap it up again, as he was the leader of the Bureau of Stats and Philosophy for the United States government. He headed the department. Think of someone of the FBI heading something that had extreme racial bias and prejudice, telling people in this country, you are not what your family says. You are what we call you. This horrific act, this horrific stance by this individual needs to be discussed a lot more, as he decimated communities and changed the legacies of those people in the United States. Walter Plecker, a physician, a Bureau of Stats leader, and a eugenicist. We need to put his face on there, talk about him in books, almost the way we talk about other individuals had done mass and horrible things in the past. Mr. Plecker's name needs to be up there. He needs to be showed, discussed, and shown about. I appreciate you for watching the channel. Please comment, like, or subscribe. Please give me your feedback if you have any other things you want to see. I want to thank you again for watching the King Crowder channel. Thank you for seeing the growth and the understanding. Please like, follow me on social. Peace.